the mental. Um, this going on my hurricane. I guess I think hurricane shadow work playlist. Doing the inner work, doing the shadow work, getting people to learn about other shit. You know, and if they're interested, they can look it up. But shouts out to everybody. Hope everybody having a cool day, cool afternoon, cool evening, and cool night. And about to get off into it. This ain't gonna be a long video, but I will break shit down as I go. It's my first time listening in, so we all gonna be listening together. So we might deal with some ads. We already know you're gonna see at least about 3 or 4 ads in this. But shouts out to everybody. Hope everybody having a cool day, cool afternoon, cool evening, and cool night. Shouts out to everybody in the chat and everybody's gonna watch on the playback. Shouts out to everybody in your respective time zones. This is Mental Monday, and I get this from the channel called the Tune Explainer. We keep on forgetting to shout out the channels. That's my bad on that. But this is called the Tune Explainer. This say real life mental superpowers. Yeah, yeah. This is Mental Monday, and we all have these mental powers. We all seen shit happen in our lifetime that's unexplainable. But we're about to dive off into the superpowers of of us. I watched the man earth being, fire being, water being, and air being. So, it is what it is. I've seen a little bit of telekinesis also. But shout out to everybody. This is Mental Monday. Can't sleep. There's a lot on my mental. You know, did the meditation, worked on some music, listen to some shit, I'm doing a lot to occupy my time. But what people do when they, like the NPCs and the sheeple and the motherfuckers that don't really have a life, what they do in these situations is go out and burn bridges and fuck their own life up. But I'm trying to do something productive. You did? Trying to do something productive, exercise, meditate, work on music, listen to some esoteric or some narcissism. I mean, damn, narcissism or like some that I ain't read in a long time. Shouts out to the 24-hour live meditation spots I can go to. You know, but let's get off into it. Oh shit, I gotta set it up.
The Bluetooth device is connected successfully.
Visualization is basically your brain's way of rehearsing reality before it happens. When you imagine something clearly, like acing an exam, giving a great speech, or landing a goal, your brain fires the same neurons it would if you were actually doing it. It doesn't fully know the difference between imagination and reality. It's like a mental simulator. The more vividly you see it, feel it, and believe it, the more your brain treats it as real. Over time, that imagined success builds confidence, focus, and skill in the real world. So when the moment comes, your mind and body already feel prepared. In simple terms,
Yeah, visualization. Visualization. I see myself being successful with the music, with all my other future endeavors, and like even the love life. You know, but what's crazy is I can have the visualization, I can have the drive and the goal and the ambition all fucking day, but it's the other party, the other people that will either fold on me, renege on me, or be like, it's not you, it's me, or this too much, you know. But I try to stay with my visualization of being where I need to be, seeing my future self, you know, just thriving. No more surviving, just thriving. And you know, the next video I'm gonna play after this is gonna be a lot longer. And there's I forgot what it's gonna dive off into, but yeah, I try to use my visualization, you know, like to see the future with with what I've got going on, what I'm trying to build. I see the land I'm walking on, I see the house, you know. I see, I see like everything really truly flourishing. And it's a bright, sunny fucking day. Now, when it comes to visualization and you have a partner, if your partner don't see a future with you, then it's a wrap. Just let it go. You know, it hurts like a motherfucker. You know, it hurts because it's not only just relationships, it's family, it's friends, jobs, it's a whole bunch of situations. You have the visualization of seeing yourself being successful, but it's like people just pulled the rug from under your feet, and it make you lose hope in people, and make you lose hope and just like living. I'm doing everything right, trying to be right, you know, and just still get played. I'm talking about like even on the inner self, trying to maintain my emotions, or somebody gonna always do something or say something to trigger, you know. So this is why I'd be like, you know what, fuck it. I'm gonna just address whatever issue that come my way head on. Fuck holding emotions. Fuck trying to hide shit. Fuck all that. Fuck wearing a mask in society. Fuck wearing a mask on the internet. You know. Because it's with this you get to know who I am fully. You would know, oh, like Hurricane sound tired, or Hurricane sounds upset, or Hurricane sound like, man, this motherfucker amped, he happy, you know. You know every levels of me. Visualization was a big key in my life because it helped me see myself being the phenomenal cosmic being that I call myself. Infinite consciousness, infinite awareness, driving the vehicle known as the human body. I am a god. It was that also the same visualization that protected my crib from a fucking fire. And yes, I got to keep bringing it up because when I walked into my apartment, I didn't see my apartment. I saw a palace. I didn't see my living room. I saw a grand hall. My bedroom was magnificent. It was like it was bigger than the fucking grand hall. I saw myself walking with my, well, like what I call the heavenly garment. It was like one of the pictures I drew. I know y'all saw the pictures of me. It looked like I got the Egyptian crown on. I was wearing that, you know. And it really truly helped me out. But let's get off into it. God damn, I forgot when I started talking and veering off, the shit stops.
You already feel prepared. In simple terms, visualization is practice without moving a muscle. You picture it enough, and your brain starts working to make it happen. Neuroplasticity. Neuroplasticity basically means your brain can change itself. It's not a fixed machine. It's more like soft clay that keeps reshaping as you live, learn, and think. Every time you repeat a thought, learn a new skill, or form a habit, your brain builds new connections between its cells. The more you do something, the stronger that connection gets, like carving a deeper path in the sand. That's why practice makes perfect, and also why bad habits get easier the more you repeat them. This ability helps people recover from strokes, trauma, or even emotional pain. It's the reason therapy, meditation, or learning new things can actually change your brain over time. Intuition.
Who want to maintain a slimmer waistline.
Ad number one.
Who want to burn fat and control.
Actually change your brain over time. Intuition. Intuition is that quiet inner voice that seems to know things before you can explain why. It's not magic. It's your brain processing patterns and memories faster than logic can catch up. Think of it like a background app running in your mind. It collects experiences, emotions, and tiny details you didn't consciously notice, then gives you a quick gut feeling. That feeling might tell you to trust someone, avoid a place, or take a certain opportunity, even when it doesn't make logical sense. Most people ignore it because it's subtle, but intuition gets stronger the more you listen to it. Meditation, journaling, and quiet reflection help you hear it clearly, because intuition speaks in calm, not chaos. Subconscious reprogramming. Subconscious reprogramming is basically teaching your deeper mind new instructions. Your subconscious runs most of your life, habits, emotions, reactions, and it doesn't think logically. It just follows whatever it's been told over time. If you've constantly heard you're not enough or money is hard, your subconscious records that as truth. Then it quietly shapes your behavior to match it. But the good news is you can reprogram it. By repeating new beliefs with emotion and consistency, like affirmations, visualization, or hypnosis, you start replacing the old mental scripts with new ones. Your subconscious doesn't argue. It learns by repetition and feeling. Over time, you'll notice you start acting, thinking, and attracting things that match those new beliefs. Not because of magic, but because your inner system has been updated. Selective perception. Selective perception is your brain's way of filtering reality. There's way too much information around you at any moment. Sights, sounds, faces, details. So your brain only lets in what it thinks matters. It decides what's important based on what you already believe and focus on. If you believe the world is full of opportunities, you'll start noticing them everywhere. But if you believe nothing ever works out, your brain will keep showing you proof of that instead. That's why after you buy a certain car, you suddenly see it everywhere. Your brain tuned its radar to that pattern. So, selective perception isn't just about seeing, it's about filtering. Your focus literally shapes what you experience. Placebo power. Placebo power is one of the most fascinating mind tricks ever discovered. It's when your body actually heals or changes just because you believe something will work, even if it's just a sugar pill or fake treatment. The brain doesn't just imagine the healing. It releases real chemicals like endorphins and dopamine that help your body recover. Your belief flips the body's self-healing switch. Doctors have seen people's pain fade, depression lift, or symptoms improve, all because they expect it to get better. That's the placebo effect in action, the mind convincing the body to follow its lead. Of course, it doesn't replace real medicine, but it shows how powerful belief itself can be. It's proof that thoughts can cause real physical reaction. Flow state. Flow state is that feeling when you're so focused on what you're doing that everything else disappears. Time fades, your thoughts go quiet, and you just move. It's what athletes call being in the zone, and what artists describe as the creative trance. In flow, your brain stops overthinking and starts performing at its absolute best. Your skills and challenges match perfectly, not too easy, not too hard, just enough to keep you fully engaged. When you're in this state, your brain releases a cocktail of chemicals like dopamine and endorphins, sharpening focus, creativity, and even happiness. That's why after a deep flow session, you feel calm, accomplished, and alive. You can reach flow doing almost anything, writing, coding, dancing, even cleaning, as long as you're fully present and enjoying the process. Emotional transmutation. Emotional transmutation is the art of turning strong emotions, especially negative ones, into fuel for something higher. Instead of letting anger, sadness, or fear control you, you redirect that energy into creativity, focus, or drive. It's not about pretending you're
Yeah, it's like, yeah, whenever I'm going through it, I try to transmutate to try to, create some music, or draw a picture, or just sit there and just like meditate and reflect, you know, because like this avoid, fucking somebody up, or burning bridges. You just try not to lose yourself. So yeah, emotional transmutation is very important.
Emotions don't exist, it's about using them. For example, when you're heartbroken, you could drown in it, or write music, start a project, or build yourself into someone stronger. Same emotion.
Same thing I just said. That is exactly what I just said. I'm just not watching this, like with y'all, like I said, we're gonna be going through some ads, but you know, yeah, when you're dealing with it, you know, you become stronger in the end, but you don't see it. You may not feel it, but you have, you know. But some people get lost in the emotions. But it's cool that like it's cool to what I'm looking for. What's that word? I can't find it. But turning pain into power, turning fear into courage, turning loss into gain, you know. So yeah, it's like that. Just controlling the emotions.
Different direction. Ancient thinkers like alchemists believed this was a kind of inner alchemy, turning emotional lead into spiritual gold. And modern psychology agrees emotions carry energy. What you do with it determines who you become. Dream.
Do you want to play with me?
We're gonna add number
Sure. You
two.
want me to help you with your groceries?
Dream cognition. Dream cognition is the mind's secret problem solver that works while you sleep. When you dream, your brain isn't just replaying random scenes, it's actually sorting memories, testing ideas, and connecting thoughts you didn't link while awake. That's why people sometimes wake up with answers, new ideas, or creative inspiration. Artists, inventors, and scientists throughout history, like Einstein and Paul McCartney, have credited dreams for major breakthroughs. In dreams, your logical brain quiets down, and your imagination runs wild. That freedom lets your subconscious piece together patterns in ways your waking mind can't. So when you dream about something that feels meaningful or gives you a new insight, it might not be nonsense. It might be your deeper mind thinking differently. Synchronicity awareness. Synchronicity awareness is when you start noticing meaningful coincidences that seem too perfect to be random, like thinking of someone right before they call, or seeing a word or symbol repeatedly just
That
when you're
happened.
dealing with something related
It
to
happened to
it.
me all the
Carl
time.
Jung, the psychologist who coined the term, believed synchronicities happen when your inner world and outer world line up, like reality reflecting your thoughts or emotions back to you. It's not always about signs from the universe, though it can feel that way. Sometimes it's your subconscious picking up hidden patterns your conscious mind misses. Your awareness tunes in, and suddenly you're seeing connections everywhere. The more mindful or spiritually open you are, the more these moments stand out, like the world is speaking your language. Mirror neuron empathy. Mirror neuron empathy is the reason you feel things just by watching someone else. When you see a person smile, wince, or cry, your brain fires the same neurons as if you were doing it yourself. That's why emotions are contagious, and why movies can make you cry even though you know they're not real. These special brain cells, called mirror neurons, help you understand what others feel without words. They're the foundation of empathy, compassion, and social connection. They even help babies learn by copying what they see. But mirror neurons can work both ways. If you surround yourself with negativity, your brain starts mirroring that too. That's why energy, good or bad, spreads so easily. Memory encoding through emotion. Memory encoding through emotion means your brain remembers things that feel important. When something triggers strong emotion, fear, joy, shame, excitement, your brain marks it as save this. That's why you remember where you were during a big life event, but forget what you had for lunch yesterday. Emotion acts like glue, sticking memories deeper into your brain. The amygdala, the part of your brain that handles emotions, signals the hippocampus to store those moments more vividly. So emotional experiences, good or bad, become long-term memories. This is why teachers, speakers, and storytellers use emotion to make messages unforgettable. And it's also why trauma can feel so hard to forget. The emotional charge burns it in deeply.
Yep. And that's that for the real life mental superpower. Now, he didn't dive into the water bending, earth bending, air bending, fire bending. I thought he was, but I guess I gotta go to another video that talk about the ancient cultures that do air bending, water bending, earth bending, and see if we can round up for, I guess, another Mental Monday video. So shouts out to everybody coming through. Hope everybody have a cool day, cool afternoon, cool evening, and cool night. I'm out.